What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MontyVerse. Today we're going to be bringing you another trailer reaction. This time the second trailer from Marvel's Hall H presentation. To end the panel, they showed the first footage from Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It was a very emotional moment in Hall H, apparently. A lot of heartfelt sentiment put into this film, of course, after the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman. So, we're going to react to this trailer today for you guys. And joining me is a frequent collaborator of mine, a frequent guest on the MontyVerse. We have Mr. Dan Bettenhausen from the Fancasted 4 podcast. Welcome back, Dan.
Wait, this is the MontyVerse? I'm in the right spot? Okay,
yes.
Great. How you doing, Pat?
We do validate parking also.
So wonderful.
You can give me that at the end of the video, and we'll be happy to take care of that for you.
Great.
But yeah, Wakanda Forever, Dan. I mean, I know we had some trepidations about this film, but first trailer's here. Are you excited?
I am, especially hearing that it's ending Phase 4. I was surprised to see that I'll say a single character film is ending a phase, but that gets my hopes up for it, despite any sort of concerns I've had with production, timing, actor conflicts, so on and so forth.
Awesome. You know what? Let's just jump right into this thing.
Let's do it.
Let's get it right now. Let's do it. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
No woman, no cry.
Love the No Woman, No Cry.
No cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry.
Some gorgeous shots so far.
Yeah.
It's like a funeral procession.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, that is awesome.
I like that.
That is awesome.
Wow. These landscape shots are gorgeous.
Incredible.
Oh, the baby's got wings on his feet.
Oh, hey.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, yeah. Some whale riding. Curious who these soldiers are. Freeman's flooding. Got Riri Williams.
Yeah, it looks like.
Some back in Namor.
I am queen of the
I'm curious what this ice place is. Who they're looking at.
And my entire family
Chills.
is gone. Have I not given everything?
Iron Heart.
Wow.
They shot at Namor there. Oh, hell yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. What a trailer. Holy. I know why they saved that for the end. I know why. This is like in a panel that literally gives you the next 3 years of Marvel scheduling.
Right.
This is what ended the panel, and I totally understand why they chose that.
I feel like an asshole for having any sort of doubts about Ryan Coogler.
Me too, because that trailer proves there was nothing to ever really worry about. It's so well done. Just even the structure of the trailer itself. It begins as this really emotional, really somber, touching, kind of almost like the trailer is telling a story in the way of like, hey, this is us honoring Chadwick. We're not going to gloss over it. We're not going to do this in a way that's cheap or unimpactful. It's going to mean something.
And arguably, not to be prisoner of the moment, arguably the best trailer when it came to music choice, No Woman, No Cry bleeding into All Right, combined with the cinematography that we got, at least from the trailer. I don't recall a Marvel trailer that used both of those elements so well. Certainly Marvel trailers in the past have teased great, awesome, cool shots and things that we were going to get, but just the artistry of the trailer, I don't recall a better one.
No. And of course, we can't really talk about this movie without talking about Chadwick Boseman, and his absence is definitely going to be felt, and it looks like they're going to be, obviously it looks like T'Challa is going to have passed in this movie. So that settles that debate. T'Challa is going to have passed. And it looks like he's going to have passed right when the movie starts or at the very beginning of the film. So we're not going to see it, which I think is very tasteful.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that he's going to be passing of some sort of disease. So I hope that they do something very tasteful and very respectful, and maybe something to raise awareness for colon cancer or any other type of cancer out there would be very appreciative.
The moment that stood out the most among a lot of awesome moments was Angela Bassett's
very powerful
proclamation. Like, I am the queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and I've lost everything.
Yeah.
Like, chills.
My family is gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I could just watch that moment over and over again on repeat. It's
so good.
Awesome.
But joining Wakanda,
yes, in
the MCU is, as far as we know, the name is subject to change, but this is the MCU Atlantis. It's different than the comic book Atlantis, which is more Greco-Roman in design. This is going to be South American, it looks like. There's a lot of influence from Incan and Aztec, mainly Aztec aesthetic on Namor and the Atlanteans, and I really like that. It adds this cool cultural divergence from the Wakandans and really helps to expand and build on to the MCU.
So, yeah, seeing the back profile of Namor first was a great tease, and then we ultimately got his face a little bit later. I dig the look of Namor. I'm on board with it. I like Namor has always kind of been a very angry character, and just kind of in the comics, I'd say kind of just has anger issues. This guy looks like he has some sort of...
he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Got a chip. Yeah, he has a reason for the anger that seems more justifiable than just like, oh, I'm Namor, I'm angry, blah, blah, blah. So I like the intensity that we're getting from this iteration.
Yeah, from the trailer, I mean, I spotted a baby with little wings on his feet. Yeah. So it looks like we're going to be... And we had that shot of kid Namor transitioning into adult Namor. So it looks like we're going to be exploring the past of Namor in this movie, which is going to increase his motivation. But what was real, and I just have to say, I keep saying wings on his feet. That is what I was most excited for about Namor. I was like, they kept the wings. He's in the green Speedo, and they kept the wings. Yeah. They nailed it.
For sure.
As far as I'm concerned, they nailed it. But what was interesting... go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is what was interesting is that we see a boat, and it looks like there are Wakandan scientists on the boat, almost comparative to the Numerian Star from Captain America the Winter Soldier type of situation. And this boat looks like it gets hijacked, and on the boat there are these diving suits. We see these people being lowered in, like these underwater experimenting suits. Is it possible that this is the inciting incident that creates the tension between Wakanda and Atlantis?
Certainly possible. Now, I was going to touch on that a little bit, not necessarily with the ship, but just inferring from some stuff we've got as comic fans, we see the shots of a flooded, presumably a throne room.
Yeah.
From the comics, there's a big conflict between Atlantis and Wakanda, where Namor in the Avengers vs. X-Men arc gets the Phoenix Force and ultimately floods all of Wakanda. Yep. Not sure we're getting Phoenix Force Namor here, but just some sort of power conflict between two really strong Marvel nations. Seems to be some sort of power vacuum, and there's a struggle for that.
Yeah, and I mean, in power struggles, especially in power struggles between two very secluded. Here's my train of thought.
Yeah,
we know now that Wakanda Forever is the last film in Phase 5 or Phase 4 of the MCU. Excuse me, Phase 4. And we know that there's going to be some sort of power struggle. There's going to be some sort of conflict. Well, how do you create conflict between two hidden nations, between two very powerful communities of people that are known in the comics and in the MCU for keeping themselves hidden through very difficult means of being able to find. Like, Atlantis is at the bottom of the ocean, which is uninhabitable by most men without advanced technology, and Wakanda is behind all these technological force fields and barriers. So how does a conflict between these two start? I think someone starts the conflict.
Yeah, there has to be, like you said, some inciting incident.
Yeah, I think we're going to find out at the end of this movie that someone caused these two great nations to battle. And like you said, we did see Wakanda flood in the trailer. There's not only did we see the throne room when it was completely flooded, we actually see waves of water crashing through the windows of the throne room. So Atlantis is going to aggressively come for Wakanda. This is not going to be like Namor is just gonna punch up Shuri and then they're gonna be best buddies at the end of the movie. This movie looks like it's gonna be very personal. It's gonna be very, very serious, very intense, and very, very personal.
And it looks, again, just inferring from the shots we've got, it looks like there are Wakandans fleeing to somewhere, some ice-covered place. So my guess is that's where they're fleeing to after, I'll say, the fall of Wakanda is what I'm guessing would happen. And then they go to this desolate ice location.
Is that not where the Jabari and M'Baku reside?
That's certainly possible.
Because they were in, it was very icy and snowy in the first Black Panther. So that's what my first thought was.
Good point.
The capital city gets flooded and they retreat to the more secluded, hideaways of M'Baku, because we see M'Baku in the trailer, and he's definitely attacking what appears to be Atlanteans at Wakanda.
If not Namor himself.
Yeah, if not Namor directly. So I think M'Baku's going to come, and he's going to try and evacuate whoever he can and help whoever he can, him and the Jabari.
Yeah. One thing you made a comment that was really interesting is, like, maybe there's an outside force that's influencing this conflict, this power vacuum. And one thing that was rumored that, of course, I would have been really surprised if we saw it in this trailer was the potential to see Dr. Doom. Maybe Latveria is pulling some strings, forcing this conflict, and they're going to kind of swoop in and fill that power void. Who knows?
If anyone is going to start a war between Wakanda and Atlantis, it's going to be Victor Von Doom, King of Latveria.
Yes.
He is the one, and I think it's the perfect time to bring him in, especially after revealing the title of Avengers 6 is Avengers Secret Wars, because he's the main villain in the Secret Wars comic book story.
Right.
So I think Doom is coming, and I think he's coming hard for all of the heroes in the MCU. I think he's going to expand. I think he may have history with Reed Richards, but I think when Doom does come into the MCU, his presence will be felt throughout the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, and not just in the little corner that is inhabited by the Fantastic Four.
Right. I'm with you.
But this trailer, quite possibly the best trailer Marvel has put out since maybe the Infinity War trailer.
I just keep going back to how wrong we were about what this movie was going to be, that it was even going to happen this year. And after
there was a lot of chatter. I mean, you have the passing of Chadwick, which throws a monkey wrench into the entire franchise. And Ryan Coogler's already on a ticking clock to get this movie done, and then he has to essentially rewrite the entire storyline. Even though I'm sure they knew in advance that Chadwick wasn't doing well, it's still pivoting your entire franchise onto in another direction. So it's a lot for even someone as capable and as intelligent and as artistic as Ryan Coogler to do. So there was that hurdle that he had to get over. And then on top of that, all of the set reports that were coming out, that there were delays, that we got hit with COVID, that we were in a pandemic. There were a lot of things that were really inhibiting the success of this film. But this trailer, if this trailer is anything to go by, we were all wrong. Everything was wrong. I'm not afraid to take an L on that. Like, I regret ever having regrets about this movie.
Amen to that.
It's just I don't know how much more confidence.
It's hard to say from a trailer. It's one trailer, it's one piece of media we got about a film, but like with the success of the first Black Panther film, like if this is better than that, I don't know how you can't say could have potential award ramifications for them.
Yeah,
nomination for Best Picture or something, but again, I can't go back to the cinematography.
It's gorgeous.
Ryan Coogler's his own director. I still got hints of, excuse me, Chloe Zhao, Terrence Malick influences from some of those shots, and Ryan Coogler's just incredible. He looks like he's going to be 4 for 4 with his films.
Absolutely. But guys, that is Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. It's an awesome trailer. Let us know your thoughts on the trailer in the comments down below. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest content, because we have a ton of it coming out this weekend. Dan, where can the people find you?
You can find me hosting the Fancast at 4 podcast about every other week. You can find me on Twitter at Fancast at 4, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts. If you're on YouTube, give it a like and subscribe. Otherwise, you can find me here co-hosting every now and then, and you should also like and subscribe this stuff too. Pat, where can they find you?
You guys can find me here on the MontyVerse. You can find me at the MontyVerse everywhere on the socials. And until next time, guys, stay versed.